My name is Fredo Banks, and I'm about to make the biggest decision of my life. As you can see, I'm about to sell my house and commit to a college. But the way I got to the position I'm in today is it's a long story. It's a rigorous story, and it's confusing because I wasn't even supposed to be here. This is not my story to live. Now, a lot of you guys may be familiar with Deshaun Pitts, and I'm about to tell you why am I in the position I am. Deshaun, right before a championship game he was about to play in a state championship, he decided to go to a club. And of course, him being Deshaun, 5-star quarterback, they just gonna let him do whatever he wants. He went in, talked up and cheesed up the waiter for a drink, and another. It was just a night of bad decisions. He even got her to give him one more when he was clearly tapping out past the drink limit. She knew he was past the drink limit, but it's Deshaun Pitts, a 5-star quarterback committed to LSU. How are you going to tell him no? So one bad decision led to another bad decision. Wobbling his way out the club. He didn't indulge in any women, but still hopping into a car, all these drinks under him. Driving, speeding, under the influence. You guys know how this story goes. The story ends all the same way. Destiny all arrives the same. Driving down the street. I'm right outside the airport, and as you guys can see, we are here in the location of the deadly crash that involved the LSU quarterback commit, Deshaun Pitts, and it's been brutal. Watching that on the TV at home made me realize that life is very short. Now me, I have to still suit up. I'm the backup. So of course I came out there. I was wearing his jersey number to honor him in the state championship game. Being the backup, I haven't prepared. It was just a very, very bad day for me. Sack after sack, I come out here, I just couldn't make certain plays, throwing interceptions. As you can clearly tell, even though I wear the jersey number 4, I was not Deshaun, as I couldn't make the plays he was making. I couldn't make the reads he was making. I was underthrowing, overthrowing, but I had one bright spot. One bright spot I was able to use my feet, and they seen that I had the speed, and even got in for a touchdown. But unfortunately, without the reps I had, I didn't have the experience. It was just a bad day. Losing in the state championship by 10 points, it was horrific. But I was still ranked a 5-star, so I decided to reclass before my stock dropped, reclass, and committed to LSU as a quarterback, coming in as one of the youngest players. Me, Ryan Williams, 2 of the youngest players in here. But I decided to come in and make a name for myself in practice, making the most of my reps. It didn't matter if I had 1 rep, 10 reps, or 50 reps of practice. I was coming out here, and I was letting them know that state championship game was not the quarterback that I am, and I am something that's great. Now, of course, I committed to LSU to continue the legacy of the starting quarterback, Deshaun Pitts. I came out here and coming in as a 5-star, it was a lot of promises. There was a lot of NIL deals they offered me. First game of the season was against USC, and of course, doing exactly what I was doing in high school. As if I would have stayed in high school, I would have been a starter, most likely. I would have been the starter, but I'm doing exactly what I was doing in high school, riding the bench. And unfortunately, we don't have Deshaun Pitts at quarterback, so we're going to take some L's here. Losing by 3 to USC. I get back. I had to fulfill some freshman duties, carry out some pads and stuff that they wanted me to do. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really rocking with it, but I did it anyway. Get the team relationship up. But one thing that I didn't like is I was sitting in college. I reclassed, as they told me that if I reclassed, they made a lot of these promises and they just wasn't holding up their side of the bargain. We couldn't even perform correctly against a FCS school, and I still didn't get a chance to come out on the field and see any snaps against an FCS team. And by this point, we barely beat this FCS team. I'm losing hope in this LSU team. We got a couple shorties hitting DMs. Of course, I declined. Focus on the studies. We're coming in against, we're 2-3 at a point, going up against a 6-0 Ole Miss team. And it's just been horrible for us this season. This whole season, we just been taking L after L. 2-4 going against Arkansas. We just struggled. We beat Arkansas, moved to 3-4, but still, we have not been able to play well against Bama. This is a big rivalry game, and I'm going to come out here. I want to get some reps into this rivalry game. The question is, are we going to have a lead big enough? Or is Nussmeier going to take a hit that he won't be able to rise back up to so we can come out here and get some reps? It don't look like it, unfortunately. So I've been riding the bench pretty much the whole season, reminiscent of what was happening in high school. But even in high school, I was getting reps playing every single game. The reason why my stock was so high, I was coming in against the secondaries, dominating. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case in college. But Dillon Gabriel wins the Heisman. We up against Wisconsin in the Music City Bowl. And of course, I'm suited up, ready to play as we made the bowl game. But the question is, am I going to get any reps into this bowl game? I feel like, I should have got reps in this bowl game. And unfortunately, that just wasn't the case. And not only did I not get a rep, we end up losing in the bowl game. At this point, I'm very frustrated. I played an entire season. I sat an entire season without a single snap. I had no snaps coming in. Garrett Nussmeier did not have the best season. He was not performing well. And, at this point, I'm questioning myself. It's a lot of teams here who's interested, who's offering me great NIL money. It's a lot of teams who's coming in saying that I could be a starter if I just go over there. I don't have to stay at LSU to stay and fulfill the legacy of Deshaun. So the question now that I'm going to ask you guys, do I stay at LSU and fulfill the legacy of Deshaun Pitts and do what he should have done and continue his legacy? Or do I just chase after my own legacy, go to my own school? And if I enter that portal, what team should I go to?